Hello there. I'm Yvonne de Celis coming to you on YDCtv. Today is Tuesday. It's May 12th and it's about 5:40 p.m. I'm just here to show you a couple of quick EFT exercises, or I should say to show you how to do EFT tapping, as well as something I call the fingertip grip. I'm going to show you that, and the reason I'm showing it to you is because I know right now everyone is in a real state of panic over the coronavirus problem that we're dealing with at the moment. But for any other time, really, this is something that will be helpful. EFT, which stands for Emotional Freedom Technique, according to Nick Ortner and his school, the Tapping Solution. I know EFT stands for other things as well, but for our purposes for this video, it's Emotional Freedom Technique. It's very, very good for stress, anxiety. It can also help wake you up and perk you up. I've been asked if it helps with memory. I really don't know that it does. I wouldn't say that it would necessarily help with something like memory. Something like that, you might be better off doing something like Tai Chi. Tai Chi is also good for concentration, that sort of thing. But for helping you if you're in a state of panic, emotional types of things, EFT tends to be really useful. Sorry. Also, just a couple of logistics. I might have to interrupt on occasion to drink water, which, by the way, water is very important for any sort of energy healing modality. Energy healing tends to be very dehydrating. So I get dry mouth a lot because of that and all the meds I take. So I drink a lot of water. So if I have to interrupt, please pardon me. And also, the best breathing, ideal breathing for energy medicine. You'll hear a lot that you should breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth, and that is important if you can do it. But if you're not comfortable breathing that way, breathe the way that feels most comfortable to you. The one thing that's very important, that's key really, when you inhale, is to keep your tongue at the roof of your mouth, up at the top. And if you don't know exactly where to put it, I would say behind the top row of your teeth. You should feel the back row of your teeth, back of the top row of your teeth. That's the best place to put it. There's different reasons for it. Primarily for us, it's to keep from getting dry mouth. It's to keep focused on your breathing, and it also unlocks the gateway between the chakras. It basically clears out the passageway. All that said, the tapping I'm going to show you, I've learned it from a combination of people. I've learned it from Nick Ortner at the Tapping Solution. I've also learned it from Donna Eden. I've learned a lot of energy medicine techniques through her. She's amazing. And also, I believe his last name is Noberman. I can't remember. I know he's from Yorkshire, England. It's called The Crazy Cure. And that's where I learned the fingertip grip from. I'm going to put a link up to his page. I looked up his name right before I did this so that I would know what it was. And it slipped my mind already, but I will put it into the description here if you want to watch his video as well. I am going to mention one other thing that he said that I was kind of confused by. I'm going to show you the different tapping points. One of the tapping points he went over was between the pecs. So if you're a woman, between your brows, but just basically between the pecs, you would knock between that. And he called this, I believe, the wellspring of life, which kind of confused me because according to Donna Eden and other people I've studied through, the wellspring of life is on your foot. It's on the underside of your foot, which would basically be the equivalent of the center underside of your hand. So I don't really know where the wellspring of life is. I guess there's two places for it. I'm not really certain though. So I just thought I would share that with you. And if you watch his video, you'll see what I mean. But I'm going to show you where the tapping points are. And tapping points are basically acupressure points. Tapping points, I may not actually use all of the ones that I'm going to show you. I use the ones that work for me. And I would suggest you do the same. Do the ones that feel right to you. So I primarily use my index finger and my middle finger, and I don't tap up here very hard. This is one of the first points. It's the crown, just the very top of the head. And you just tap it pretty gently. But that's one of the tapping points. Another tapping point's on the eyebrow edges. You can go either on the outside or the in. I do the out. That just feels better to me. You can do one side or you can do both at the same time. It's your call. I would say try to tap them at the same time, though, if you're doing both sides. So edges of the eyebrows, sides of the eyes on the bone, on the cheeks. The cheekbones are a very good one. I've seen people do the skin between the upper lip and the nose. I don't really like that. I just do the chin. That is another one you can do, though, if you want to. I don't do the one under the nose, though. I think under the chin is sufficient. The K27 points, which are right at the base of your collarbone, which if you can't find them, what you want to do is trace your collarbone from the back of your neck all the way to the front of your chest where the points almost meet. From there, just bring your fingers down and out, just a little bit, just down and out, and just kind of feel around. You should find two little soft spots at the base of your collarbone. Most people have two little indents or soft spots there. You should be able to find them, and then you can vigorously massage them, or you can tap them. So there's tapping the K27 points. There's also the thymus, which is at the center of the chest, thumping the thymus, which this is also good to do because as we get older, our thymus gland tends to shrink, which makes getting oxygen into the lungs a little bit more difficult. So say, for example, you just run up a couple flights of stairs and you're out of breath. Doing something like thumping the thymus or the Tarzan tap is a good way to get more oxygen into the lungs. So that's something that may be worth trying out if you're having trouble breathing. And then again, as I said, the wellspring of life, I don't know that I think of that as this, but this is a good tapping spot between the pecs. Another really good one is the karate chop. And this is one where it's up to you which hand is chopping the other hand. For me, I use my right hand and I chop the left. Doing it the other way around doesn't feel right to me, so I don't do this. You can, though, if you're comfortable doing either hand, it's up to you. But I'm more comfortable tapping on the left. And again, that's called karate chop. You can go under the arm. I don't really do this one so much because I don't really like the way this feels, but you can tap under the arm. And I believe that's everything that I wanted to show you for the tapping. And then also the fingertip grip is you just put your thumb underneath the other fingers, pinch them together, and then with your other hand, pinch the tips, and you can squeeze. And in addition to being a de-stressor and another EBT method, this is also good because if you do meridian tracing, which is something else I have videos on, it's something I learned from Donna Eden, tracing meridians is wonderful. There's 14. Almost all meridians, not every single one of them, but almost all meridians either start or end on a fingertip or a toe. So this is where a lot of meridians start and end. This is a good spot to squeeze just because of that. It can be good because of that. It can also replace bad behaviors. So say if your first urge after you get really stressed out is to go have a drink or go smoke a cigarette and you're trying to stop doing that, try doing this instead. If you bite your nails, any sort of nervous behavior, bad habits, anything you're trying to stop doing, try and see if you can replace it with this. This can be good as a substitution behavior. All that said, I'm going to just do a quick tapping session with you in the hopes to help you if you're feeling really, really freaked out, lonely, or depressed. I'm hoping this will help you out. You don't necessarily have to follow along with the spots that I'm going to tap, but I'm just going to show you the way I would go about doing it. I tend to use a mixture of different energy modalities. I go with what works for me. So again, one nice thing about energy healing is the best thing to do is what feels right to you. So if anything I'm doing doesn't feel right, then don't do it. Just do things that feel comfortable. Anyway, all that said, here we go. Let's begin. Let's start tapping on the head. And you're supposed to say verbal affirmations. Well, you don't have to say them out loud, but you're supposed to do verbal affirmations while you're doing the tapping. That's what I've seen done in the past. I'm going to start tapping the crown and say, okay, I know this is a scary time right now. It is really scary, actually. The coronavirus is really freaking me out, so I'm going to get this out of the way. The coronavirus is very stressful, and I know it's bad right now. Things are just bad, and I just can't take watching the news anymore. It's too stressful. It's too much stress in life. But I know things are going to get better. Under the cheeks now. And then to the chin. Things are going to improve. We are going to get past this. We're going to move past this. This is another, this too shall pass. And it will. And I know my family is going to be okay. My friends are going to be fine. And anyone in my life who isn't going to be okay, I'm very sad to see them go. I'm sad to lose anyone. I hope it doesn't happen. I pray that it doesn't. But I know it's not my fault if it does. And I'm not going to be angry, and I'm not going to be sad because I know we're going to get past this. We're going to be okay. And if you feel lonely, just know there are people out there just like you. You're not alone. So I know I'm not alone. I'm not by myself. I know there's a lot of people out there that are just like me, feeling just the way I am. And I know that we can come together mentally as a community. We can see each other online as a community. Thank goodness for screens, smartphones, tablets, all of that. Thanks to tablets, I could see my mom daily. I couldn't see her that much before, so it's better than nothing. Things are going to get better. Things are definitely going to get better, and I'm going to be fine. And I forgive myself for things that I've done wrong. I'm not going to be angry at myself for anything I've done in the past. I'm going to let it go. I'm just going to let any bad feelings go because they don't help. They don't serve any purpose. Everything's going to be fine. We're going to live through this. We're going to get past this, and we're going to be better for having gone through this. Sorry, I'm not saying the different spots I'm tapping. I just figure if you want to follow along with me, you can watch what I'm doing and tap the spots that you like. I tend to stay at the cheeks and on the chin and at the top of the head quite a bit. But I also do the karate chop a bit. I also do this too, the squeezing and just saying to myself that I know things are going to get better. It may take some time. It's probably going to take a long time. But things are definitely going to get better. It's not going to stay this way. Things are not going to stay bad forever. They never do. Life doesn't work that way. Life ebbs and flows. Things get better and then they get worse. And this is going to pass. This is going to get better. At some point, this is going to get better. I know we're losing things right now, and it feels like our rights are gone at the moment, but things are going to get better. We're going to be fine. I love my health. I love my body. I know I have health problems, but I forgive myself for those because I know those aren't my fault, and I know I'm going to be fine. And my family's going to be fine. And you're going to be fine too. If you're sitting here watching this video, even if you're just sitting here listening to me babble, you're going to be fine. Everything is going to be okay. We're going to get past this. We're going to get past this together. Anyway, I'm going to rub my hands together and shake them off to get rid of any negative energy I may have picked up because I don't want it to go in through the hand chakra. So a good way of getting rid of negative energy, again, is just rub your hands together and shake them out. Anyway, I really do hope that was helpful for you. I know that was very brief, and I'm sorry for that, but I just wanted to get something out there to you, and I wanted to show you guys the acupressure points. So as always, to people who've been here before, thank you so much for your patronage. I really, really appreciate it, and I am going to do my best to continue trying to help you as much as I can. If you're new, welcome, and I hope you'll be back again. And please, to everybody, please leave me a comment down below. If you don't have any time to say anything, just a quick hi, a hello, anything like that would be great. I'd love to hear from people because I am very worried about everybody with the virus right now and everything that's going on. I know people are getting very angry, and I've seen fights in places where I've never seen them before. So please know my thoughts and prayers are out for you and your family and your friends. Please once again say hello down below if you have time, and thank you once again. Take care. Namaste. Peace and light. And thank you again for your time. Bye-bye.